So this is a very quick guide on lag with Wukong on how to reach the best balance between DLSS and frame generation in lag with Wukong in June 2025. So to just get to the point, so what I'm doing now is DLSS super resolution set at 85, frame generation 2x. I mean, this is the best setting to me, at least in this area and for this boss. So between 89 and 62, I believe, yes, it's DLSS quality. So you can adjust as you like. If it's say 62, then of course the frame rate will go up. Let's test the base frame rate. So I've already told you my settings, but you can still adjust according to the area you're playing, because in some area it may dip a little bit further, in some other area it may be a little bit better. So we just turn off the DLSS for the moment. It's off, and to see what the base frame rate is. Because some people would like to have a base frame rate of 60, and some people would like to have
you are seeking your doom just like those girls. A doom that I'm more than pleased to give you.
62 without frame gen. It dips down to around 56 at the shot, just 61, so 60. Let's fight this. 68. I think that's acceptable, and I think if you use that as a base frame rate for frame generation, it should be quite smooth. Some people would, of course, try not to do the DLSS, but I think the LGLS refresh rate is I think we will do the same thing. But we will just do display.
Step closer. There's another strike to bear. Stands behind me.
Okay, so we are hitting. It's fluctuating quite greatly. I think it's between 100 and 130 for 2x frame gen. So we go up to 3x. Let's see if I feel anything in latency. I think 2x is still fine, at least for me. So we were at 60 actually. We're hitting balanced territory. Let's go up to 62 to just hit the DLSS quality threshold. Let's see how it goes. This is DLSS quality at 62 super resolution. and 2x frame gen.
I see no rival when I look at those female girls. Now you shall pay their debts.
I think there are lots of videos out there. I don't see that too many videos for even though it does happen. I think only this game, Cyberpunk, or maybe so in that game I still turn on frame gen. But for this one you really have to turn on basically both. If you still do not want frame gen, then you basically have to go down to balanced. So let's see what's the setting that we have to do it at 60 without turning on frame gen. Let's test 60 first. So this is frame gen off. So we are still around 60. Turn this around. Still above 60. I suspect that once we get into the boss fight, we'll be below 60. So this is at no frame gen, just balanced.
You are seeking your doom just like those girls. A doom that I'm more than pleased to give you.
See if we do below. If you ask me, I mean, the 60 is still especially okay, 60 and turn it down a little bit further to, we're trying to like hit a constant 60. So from 55 to it seems that the range for balance is actually quite narrow. Because for quality it's from 62 all the way up to 89, and beyond that that's DLAA. But for balance it's just between 55 and 61. And below that that's performance. So let's go to a 55, the lowest threshold that you can have with DLSS balanced. Even with DLSS balance, I think the picture quality is not that bad. I think especially with DLSS 4 transformer. So we
the rebels might find no rightful demise.
So we saw
I have a place prepared for you in the Valley of Blue.
the setting that you should be targeting if you don't want frame gen and hit 60. So the lowest is 58. What do you just think? Try again. actually, or for those people who want 60 FPS to be a base frame rate for frame generation, this should be also an option to turn to balance. The lowest possible setting for balance, which is 50.
I see no rival when I look at those girls. But you, now you shall pay them.
So still about 16. Still not a constant 60, I would say, but I think we are 550s and 550s and talking about 55 without frame gen. So if we do turn on frame gen 2x,
Supremacy of Wukong stands behind me. I can kill every destined
so
one.
if you were targeting a 60 FPS without frame gen, or want to use 60 as a base frame rate, I think 55, which is just about performance territory. It's still imbalanced. So let's go down to performance to see if we can get a constant, really constant, above 60 FPS. Let's try 45 first. Got to turn off frame gen. Okay. 70 something. The graphics quality, given that I'm sitting really close to a 48-inch monitor or TV, so we see a little bit more pop-ins perhaps.
You are seeking your doom just like those girls. A doom that I'm more than pleased to give you.
So he's still about 70. Depends on the scene. In some scenes, like a things like so this one, yes, we are very safely above 60 all the time. I haven't turned on 1% loads because this monitor software doesn't have it. But yeah, so far I don't see any like it to source starters. Even though these games are already out for over a year. Or like close to a year maybe. But yeah, anyway. If we are at 45, actually it's 45 not 40. We are hitting constant above 60 FPS, not even going down below 65, I believe. So if we go a bit above, so we were at 55 and we tried 45 here, so we're going to try 50 at no frame generation. Still a little popping.
I see no rival when I look at this girl. Now you shall pay their debts.
Without dipping down below it. If you want absolute 60, it's the RSS at 50. Okay, so with 60 FPS as base frame rate, let's see how high we can go with frame gen, say 4x. Fake frames time. Okay, 222. So still not hitting 240. Some people will play on 240 Hz monitors. So just a little shy of 240.
You are seeking me to just like those girls. A doom that I'm more than pleased to give.
Okay, we can see it's a little higher, but I think still manageable. Let's see if it's... focus on the boss this time. It's always concentrating on one fight. Where the boss things like at this game anyway, but yeah, could be a little bit more latency. Okay, let's try 3x. Something. I think it should be like 160 to 170 up to 180. Because if you multiply the base rate, very
I see no right that I let those flowery girls. But you, now you shall pay their debts. Lighten the sight of my eyes! Today I will reach my destiny, and the supremacy of Wukong stands behind me. I can kill every destiny I find.
Just explosion. But apparently I already turned back to Wukong before that happened. So yeah, in conclusion, the settings. 50 DLSS if you want 60 FPS without frame gen. Yeah, without frame gen, it's 50. It's constantly above 60, so it should be like above 65 actually. Okay, if you want a base frame rate of about 40, 85. 85 for the base resolution. And then turn on frame gen 2x maybe. That's what I'm using. That's what I'm doing now. Well, I think most people with the rest of this game. Of course, you can turn it around, turn. You can mess with the slider a little bit, depending on the scene, depending on the stage and boss fight. If it's becoming a little bit like laggy or like dipping below what you accept, you can accept, then of course test it with base frame rate first. Then maybe turn this down a little, and you can turn it all the way down to 62, and you're still in DLSS quality. I wouldn't recommend DLAA for this game. I mean, even if you have frame gen on, since the base resolution is so low, it's not pretty sight. So 85 2x, I think it's what's acceptable to me. Yeah, I hope this helped all the 5090 owners out there. Yeah, see you next time.
You are seeking your doom just like those girls. A doom that I'm more than pleased to give you.